independence, but also its accountability to the Kenyan people.
And Harriet, what is the reason that JSC is not accountable? And why can't they be accountable? After all, they are on taxpayers' money.
I must say accountability is an issue that all institutions must have. It could be an issue of laxity. It could be an issue of, that's one thing that most institutions lack. And if I go by what he has said, where you have state taking into or haggling into the issues of institutions, you then find it's very difficult for these institutions to report back. And we are not even talking about JSC alone. Look at ESCC, a very important institutions that we have, the DPP, you know, even the AG's
Can't
office.
then, especially in regards to JSC, can't LSK then do something about that? You are the VP. What is it that LSK can do in terms of making sure that the JSC is accountable? After all, they are from the LSK.
One thing I must say that LSK has 2 seats. And of course, the others should be our members by virtue of the offices they hold. So they were members first before. And that is one area that, as an institution, we need to work very closely with these institutions as well. And we are. We've been in communication with the Office of the CJ in terms of even what we expect out of these offices. We have quite a number of activities that we are working with them. And we are hoping by end of this year, we'll have gone back to check whether the issues that were raised, even by members, where are we in terms of implementation? Have we made any improvement? And these 2 institutions must work closely together. And accountability is key.
It's key.
In fact, it should be number 1 before integrity.
Do you see any solutions, or what are the solutions for ensuring that accountability is there? Because then, if we're saying they're not accountable, what are we doing about it?
Yes, through our representation. And that is why, as members go out there to vote, they should actually vote for that candidate who they think is going to carry the mantle. It's important. It's important because the society has to channel even its ideas through our members, and we have. And a lot of issues have been resolved through that channel, through our representation. And there's still a lot, just like I said, there's still a lot that needs to be done.
Okay.
We cannot say they have done they have done whatever it is we have recommended to conclusion, but a lot of things is still work in progress, and we are hoping whoever will get that position by the end of today, we are hoping that they are going to carry the mantle, they are going to carry the common mwananchi. You know, we say Wanjiko, but nowadays I say everyone, Ochieng, Onyango, Kibet. We are going to carry all these people into heart and ensure that whatever it is we are doing in that office is towards the benefit of the people.
We're out of time, and I'll need your closing comments. I'll start with you, Mudhomi. And what's that one thing that you'd want the JSC to achieve once they have, we have now the male representative elected?
The question of accountability is a big problem, not just for JSC, but also for their servants who are the magistrates and judges. Is a serious problem that needs to be addressed. There is the whole question of efficiency, and I mean administrative efficiency, the question of case backlog, whatnot, problems of financial independence. I don't believe the judiciary as an institution has been getting anything close to a reasonable budgetary allocation, and that has a knock-on effect on the achievement of all its constitutional functions. The whole question of technology, we're still operating like we were in the 18th and 19th century, yet the rest of the world has moved so much in terms of technology. I think we've made a lot of strides in terms of the quality of the judgments that come from our courts, and that momentum needs to be kept.
All right, and coming to you, Lempa, your closing comments, and that one thing that you'd want the JSC to achieve.
Actually, my closing remarks are that today's election is a very sad issue because of the amount of money that candidates have spent. Candidates, electorates or advocates have been invited to 5-star hotels and public clubs or private clubs where they are fed with alcohol, intoxicating liquor, So that a lot of money has gone into this election, and you ask yourself, what are the stakes? I proposed one time that at least we required a limit of the amount of money that a candidate is supposed to spend in either the presidency of LSK or the position of the LSK at Judicial Service Commission. By the fact that I do not qualify to vie for that position, definitely I'll not be voting. It's very simple, can't vie, can't vote. Because we moved that particular motion. It was accepted by the supreme organ of the LSK itself and said that we are not satisfied. Unfortunately, Parliament did not necessitate the requisite amendments. Funny enough, the motion that failed, that I moved on 30th of March to bar LSK representatives at the JSC to appear, not to practice, but to appear before magistrates, courts and judges, failed. I lost graciously before the AGM. That is the motion that Parliament is taking. It has been taken by Kanini Kega, and they want to make it a law.
Okay, so for
so
you,
that the one that passed has not been considered. The one that failed is the one that is being considered.
It's being considered. So for you, can't buy, can't vote, but it's still going to happen. But what message would you have to the candidate, whoever is going to take the mantle?
The candidate who is going to take the mantle, to make sure that come 5 years, that all advocates are able to vie. Because I can promise you that even when I attain the age of 15, I'll not participate in an election whereby I disenfranchise others. It is for advocates to decide who is their representative, not the law.
All right, thank you very much. Harriet, you get the last word.
Mine actually is to the executive. It's important that the presidency of this country and those who are charged with institutional development to allow these institutions to be independent. It is for them, if they want to have performance metrics and a positive SWOT analysis after their tenure. The war against corruption, we cannot achieve much if all these institutions have those who believe they own them, you know. And if we have institutions which are independent, if you have institutions which have personnel with the mantle to drive their role and activities with a very, very independent mind, then we will have this country to take far. And that is my parting shot. Allow these independent institutions to do their job.
And do it
allow